Macedonia in English. Just about everything you want to know.
Bulgaria not the new Greece, says President Plevneliev. Let's get something straight. Bulgaria is not the new Greece. Bulgarian President Rosen Plevneliev told the BTV TV show Face to Face when asked to comment on Bulgaria's stance on Macedonia. Over the last years, Europe has unfortunately not always respected the rules, and very often problems were not pointed to, they are not being reviewed and they are not being solved. And that's exactly why we think that Bulgaria's responsible position is not to remain silent and use a veto during the negotiations. On the contrary, in order to be maximally correct and well-intentioned, we will talk now. We will point to the problem. It was very clearly addressed. Good neighborliness as a criterion, he said. According to him, the Skopje authorities are not observing the 1999 Good Neighborliness Declaration. FM Popovsky meets EEAS Executive Secretary General and MEPs in Brussels. FM Nicola Popovsky held a meeting with Pierre Vimont, the Executive Secretary General of the European External Action Service, in which it was established that the EU should maintain the dynamism of awarding those countries who have and are still achieving results in the field of European integration. The interlocutors discussed the region's perspectives, Euro integrations, as well as challenges of bilateral nature facing the candidate countries. The meetings with the MEPs focused on the EP draft resolution on Macedonia's progress in 2012, drafted by Rapporteur Richard Howitt. Popovsky also met with the Friends of Macedonia informal support group at the European Parliament, led by member of the European Parliament Martin Kastler. Opposition continues to block intersections. There are no other mechanisms and instruments of political struggle in conditions of a dictatorship, and members of the Alliance for the Future stated at one of the three blocked intersections in Skopje. According to NSDAP leader Tito Petrovski, non-institutional measures and instruments are the only thing the Alliance for the Future can use because, as he said, the first thing the government did is destroy the institutions. It made Parliament the place where we need to talk quiet, and the easiness with which the PM and the ruling party are today working on destroying the state institutions is incomprehensible, he pointed out. Petkovsky also said PM Gruevski started attacking the Macedonian politicians after he had declared that all parties which disagree with him need to be kept quiet. Commissioner Füle makes unannounced visit to Macedonia. At their meeting in Skopje, President Georgi Ivanov and EU Enlargement Commissioner Stefan Füle, who had made an unannounced visit to Macedonia, agreed that the political actors should overcome the newly emerged situation through an open and sincere dialogue. Ivanov's cabinet said the meeting also focused on the EC Spring report as well as the following steps in the high-level accession dialogue. Following the General Affairs Council of December 2012, Commissioner for Enlargement and European Neighbourhood Policy, Stefan Füle, visited Skopje today and met with President Georgi Ivanov, Prime Minister Nikola Gruevski, and the leader of the Social Democratic Union of Macedonia, Branko Crvenkovski. In the meetings, he reviewed preparations for the Spring report. The Commissioner had useful discussions with his interlocutors. Commissioner Füle will return to Skopje in due course in the context of the high-level accession dialogue, the EU delegation to Macedonia said. Agriculture Minister Ljupčo Dimovski on amendments to law on agriculture. Key objectives of the amendments and supplementations to the law on agriculture and rural development, which were reviewed and accepted by the relevant parliamentary committee, are higher standards for the quality and safety of agricultural products, further defining of conditions and principles for realization of state assistance, strengthened controls in direct payments, as well as regulation of policies and measures for rural development for their harmonization with the law on agricultural cooperatives. The adoption of the law provides for specifying the provisions for carrying out direct payments and boosting of the system for their realization in accordance with the potential of the Macedonian economy, further defining of conditions and principles for realization of the state aid to agriculture and rural development, upgrading of provisions for registration of agricultural businesses in the single register as a basis for gaining the right of using financial support, stated Minister of Agriculture Ljupčo Dimovski. No amendments have been submitted to the draft law, which is in process of adoption by urgent procedure. SDSM's Ivanovsky speaks of Black Monday at PACE session. SDSM's Igor Ivanovsky talked about the 24 December events in his address at the session of the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe. The Parliament Speaker, the Prime Minister and the Interior Minister issued an order to have oppositional MPs removed violently from Parliament. We were brutally thrown out of the plenary hall by police forces. We were dragged, pushed and kicked, and several MPs were injured. The journalists were removed from the plenary hall before this, so that no video materials are available, said Ivanovsky. Alexander Nikolovsky, who was part of the delegation that attended the PACE session, said SDSM was trying to discredit the state in every possible way. He underlined that the central topics of the PACE session of interest to Macedonia were the Kosovo refugees issue and the decision to remove the Macedonian minority from the post-monitoring resolution on Bulgaria.
Macedonia in English. Just about everything you want to know.